Today we are learning about covalent substance. Covalent substance is formed when atoms of non-metal share their valence electrons. So covalent substance can be element or can be made up of two or more elements, which we call it a compound. So let's look at the element first. So an example is hydrogen. Hydrogen is a non-metal. Two atoms of hydrogen come together. So how do we draw a dot and cross diagram? First we draw hydrogen, one dot, one cross, so that you can see the difference. So hydrogen needs one more electron because this is the first shell and it needs to be completely filled, meaning it must have two electrons in the first shell. So you see one lonely dot and one lonely cross, they will want to join together. So when we share, it means we draw them overlapping. And in the middle, we draw one dot and one cross. So you will see that now the first shell is completely filled. So this is a covalent element. One dot and one cross, we can represent it with a single line. This, we call it a single covalent bond. So a single covalent bond is made up of one dot and one cross, which also means it's made up of two electrons. Okay, next, fluorine, non-metal, and there is two fluorine together. So you see that fluorine has 9 electrons, meaning 2.7, and they say here, show the valence electrons only. So we will draw fluorine with 7 electrons, top, bottom, left, right. One will have to be dots, and the other one will have to be cross. So top, bottom, left, right again. Then you see how many more does fluorine need to be completely filled? It needs one more. Then you can see the lonely dot and the lonely cross, and they will want to join together. This is a covalent element, so we do sharing, meaning we draw overlap. So we draw the lonely dot and cross together. Then we draw the pairs of electrons. The dots are on one side and the crosses are on the other side. So now fluorine is completely filled with 8 electrons. One dot, one cross can be shown by a single covalent bond, which means two electrons are shared. Okay, and thus the last example for covalent element will be oxygen. In this case, they also ask you to show the valence electrons only. So since we have 8 electrons, it will be 2.6, and we draw only the 6 electrons. So oxygen has 6 electrons, top, bottom, left, right, top, bottom. All of these will be dots. The next one, cross. Then you take a look how many electrons is needed. 2 more electrons is needed for each oxygen atom because completely filled is 8. So now we see which are the lonely ones. So we have one lonely dot, which will join with one lonely cross. Then the other lonely dot will join with the other lonely cross. This is a covalent element, non-metal and non-metal, so we draw them overlapping. So we draw one dot, one cross, one dot, one cross, all in the center. Then we be careful, there are 2 pairs of electrons left, so we draw 2 dots on top, 2 dots at the bottom. Same for the other oxygen atom, 2 cross, top and bottom. So we add them in. So now we have One dot, one cross, one dot, one cross. This is called a double bond. So we represent it with two lines. This is a double covalent bond. How many electrons are shared? It shares 4 electrons. So this is it.